All right, let's talk. And then you can ask me any questions that you want. I'm going to start with just the basics of the midterm, what to expect, and then we'll get into some topics here. You guys know it's next Tuesday, the 24th. All right, next Tuesday, the 24th. That's not a shock, from 1 to 3 p.m. 1 to 3 p.m. Okay, next Tuesday, the 24th, 1 to 3 p.m. It is a 2-hour exam. If you are not offered extra time at 3 o'clock, it's pencils down. Okay, whether you know what's going on or not. Okay, you don't get a little extra time to look over it or anything like that unless you're awarded it. 1 to 3, that's it. Pencils down. All right, it's a 2-hour exam. I don't think you'll need 2 hours, but in case you didn't prepare and you have no idea what's going on some questions, I can help you have extra time. We're going to be in Gym A. All right, it's going to be in Gym A. Even though you guys are sophomores, this is your first time through midterms. And this midterm will be your first midterm, all right? Because Monday we have regular classes, and then Tuesday starts midterm week. So I would get there a little early, because if you get there late, say you get there at 1:30, your time ends at 3 o'clock. It doesn't end at 3:30, okay? Time's up at 3 o'clock, whether you get there at 1 or 2 o'clock. All right, so get there a little early, maybe 15 minutes early. You'll line up right outside Gym A. You'll have to put all your backpacks and everything else and leave them outside. All right, there's only certain things that are allowed in Gym A, and I'll go over that in a second. All right, so you're going to leave all your stuff outside. Everyone knows where Gym A is. That's the one across from the auditorium near the front entrance. All right, so you have 3 hours to take it, even if you're 2 hours to take it, even if you're late. Seat number, that's on Google Classroom. You find it. Okay, you find it. All right, basically, the gym is spread. You'll see letters like A through M, and then on the side, you'll see numbers like 1 through 20. You find your row, you find your seat number, boom, match them up, and that's where you're sitting in Gym A. All right, so those are all on Google Classroom. You can look at them whenever you can. Please don't do the following. Where am I sitting when you walk in? I'll just go, good luck to you. Good luck to you finding that seat. I don't have time for that. All right, we got to get the exam going. All right, and plus it's you guys, and I have 2 other geometry classes taking a midterm in that room. So the last thing I want to hear is, where's my seat number? All right, it's on Classroom. It'll be there all week. Any questions about the location basics? So find your seat number on your own. All right, what do I need you guys to, let me hold on. What do I need you guys to bring? Pretty simple. A couple pens, blue or black, because the multiple choice, part 1 multiple choice, is going to be done on a bubble sheet, and it needs to be filled in pen. Okay, bubble sheet needs to be filled in pen for part 1, so that's why I need to bring them. Pencils with erasers, because parts 2, 3, and 4, I don't care what it's in. So pencils, calculator. I'm not bringing any extras. Okay, so that's on you. My battery's died. It doesn't charge. Figure it out. You got a week. Figure it out. Okay, if you really need to borrow one, come see me privately and we'll talk about it. All right, but make sure batteries are charged. Make sure it's charged if it doesn't take batteries. Okay, I don't need it to go dead during the exam. Straight edge, and there's one other thing not on. Actually, you know what? It doesn't have to be on here. Notice what's not on here. Compass, there's no constructions on this one. Yeah, you got lucky because a couple of the other geometry teachers, they don't do constructions until the end of the year. Unlike us, we do it through the year. No constructions on the midterm. Look at that. So no need to bring your compass. All good on what to bring? Okay, what can you expect before we start reviewing? Here's how the midterm's made up. 22 multiple choice at the beginning. That's on a bubble sheet I will give you. Filled in pen. 6 part 2 and part 3, you guys can see what those are. And it's going to be out of 80 points. And I want to make sure I send this message home. There's no curve. No matter how bad you do, there's no curve. You get 30 out of 80 points, you get 30 out of 80 points. Okay, there is no curve. All right, no curve. Just so you're aware, how does this midterm grade fit into your overall grade? Everyone got a grade quarter 1 in this class, right? You're about to get a grade in quarter 2 in this class. And then you're going to have a midterm grade. And then we're going to have quarter 3 and quarter 4. And at the end of the year, we'll take that Regents. 6 total grades divided by 6. That's your course grade for Geometry AB. So what am I trying to push to you guys? This midterm we're going to take next week counts just as much as all the work you did this quarter. Okay? Just counts as much as you did in this quarter. So am I putting the pressure on? No, but I want you to see the significance of this midterm. All right. What else do I have? We've done 7 units. All 7 units will be covered minus constructions, but really it's only 6 units. I don't know if you guys remember the second unit when we learned all those theorems, substitution, addition, subtraction. We use those all throughout. So it's not, I don't really count unit 2. So it's really units 1 and then 3 through 7. All right, with no constructions though, no constructions. Can I answer anything before we get right into it? Yeah, go ahead, Rachel.
What formulas will we have?
We're gonna go. Well, you're not gonna have any.
Oh. Okay.
You're not gonna be given any. We're gonna go over today what formulas you're gonna need to know on your own though today. Okay. Yeah, we're not gonna give you any formulas. Any other questions? That's a good one. Okay, so here's how your midterm review is broken down. The packet. There are 6 different reviews. All right, 6 different reviews. I am not going to spend time in class going over questions. What I'm going to do every day is going to be a specific topic I know is going to be on the midterm. Whether you want to take those notes, it's up to you. And at the end of class, if we have time, I'm going to say, like today, at the end of class, I'm going to say, all right, let's start midterm review number 1. That's your assignment tonight. Whether you choose to do it is up to you. I told you, we're done with grades. There's no homework grade here. So if a 1/6 of your overall grade is not motivation enough to try to do well on this, I don't know what is. All right, I shouldn't have to check it for 3 measly points. So if I get done with everything I need to get through, you guys are going to start midterm review number 1 today, and then whatever you don't finish, and we're not doing it in class either, Anna. All right, we're going to watch what I have to do here today. All right, because I don't want any excuses when I turn the midterm back. And why did I do so bad? All right. I have some certain wherever you want to take these notes too during class. That's up to you. If you want to just stare and watch, that's up to you. If you want to watch the video later, I'm recording on. That's up to you too. All right. But I will not be wasting class time going over problem by problem. All right. It's a waste of time. You guys should be doing this on your own. All right. So that's what this packet is for. Where are the answers to these packet? What do you think? Classroom. There's a whole, if you haven't seen it already, there's a whole section on midterm review on classroom. All right. All right. You ready to get going? Any questions on the midterm? I don't want to spend a lot of time just talking about the basics. No constructions. You don't have to worry about studying them. But we do have 6 units to review them. And we only got 5 days in class to review. I'll be here all this week after school. If you haven't checked your email lately, Sunday, I'm going to be here from 12 to 2 in the classroom to review with you guys. And then the morning of the exam, Tuesday morning, 9 to 12. I got 9 to 12, maybe I put 12:15. Yeah, 9 to 12:15. I'll be in here the morning of. All right. And just so everyone realizes, when I say midterm review sessions and you come in, I'm not going to be up here doing a big song and dance like I am right now. This is an opportunity for you guys to come in with your material and your questions and ask me any questions that you have. It's kind of like a space for you guys to go to actually study. All right. If you have friends that are taking the geometry AB, they can come to my review sessions just as long as it's not good. This isn't like a social thing either. This is business work when you come to my review sessions. But don't expect I'm going to be up here doing a big song and dance. I'm just walking around answering any questions you may have. All right? Ready to roll? All right, let's go to Rachel's question. Formulas. What formulas am I going to? These are not given to you. This is your responsibility. Let me throw it open to you guys. Go ahead. What formulas you think you're going to need to come in? There's ones we've used a ton all throughout the year so far. Go ahead, Abbott. You won't need quadratic formula. Nope, don't worry about it. I would have gave that to you if you needed it. Anna. Midpoint formula, definitely. Somehow midpoint formula is going to come up. Find the midpoint. So here you go, midpoint. Add your x's and divide by 2. Add your y's, divide by 2. Again, we are not giving you this formula. It's going to be responsible, but it is on the midterm. It is going to be on the midterm. If midpoint comes up, definitely what else is going to come up? Distance, yep. Distance formula. Big square root. Underneath, you subtract your x's. Squared. Subtract your y's. Squared. Put a plus sign in the middle. And what type of number should I never get underneath? Whether I'm doing quadratic formula or distance. No negatives. No negatives. All right, midpoint distance. Nothing else? How about slope? Changing y's up top. Y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Some of you guys may use, if you're looking at a graph of a line, you guys may use rise over run. That's up to you. Make sure I got them all. Oh yeah, here's another one. Kind of off. These three are usually all together. Here's another one we did you guys did when I wasn't here, quadrilateral unit. Sum of the interior angles of a polygon. And remember that one? Yeah, what do you got?
Number sides minus 2.
Times 180, yep. And then n minus 2, where n is number of sides, yep. Good. And that's it right there, that's it. Yeah, I know you're expecting a long list, but that's it. Those are the only formulas you'll need right there. All right. Questions from you before we go to our topic of the day. Every day I'm going to do a topic, big topic that'll be covered on the midterm. Today's topic, writing equations of parallel and perpendicular lines. Okay, that's what all right, so I got some examples here. It doesn't even matter anymore, so here we go. And again, you want to jot them down, you want to watch the video later, it's totally your call. I'm not going to be offended either way. So that's our topic today. Parallel lines and perpendicular lines and talking about their slopes. So I got number 1 up there, y equals negative 2x plus 6. What's the slope of this line? And numbers are, I'm done calling on the numbers for midterm review. We got to get through the material. So it should be negative 2, right? The slope here is negative 2. All right, so let's answer my questions here. What's going to be the slope of a line? Any line that's parallel to that one will have a slope of what? Parallel lines have equal slopes. Parallel lines have equal slopes. Perpendicular. Okay, what's that mean, negative reciprocal? I like the term a lot. Love it. What's that mean? What do I have to do to negative 2 to find its negative reciprocal? Go ahead, Ann.
Flip it and get rid of the negative.
Flip and change the sign. So it's going to become positive, and I flip 2 over 1 for 1/2. All right, 1/2. So negative 2 for any parallel line, positive 1/2 for a perpendicular line. Ask before we get tougher. And this is your review, guys. Ask whatever you want here. No question's going to be dumb, trust me. I'm sure 2 other people were thinking it. All right, same thing for number 2, but notice it's not in y equals form, so you can't figure out the slope the way I've written that. You can't say the slope's 3, the slope's -4. You have to put it into y equals form first. We got to put it into y equals form. All right, just yell it out here. I'm not even worried about hands here. First step, getting it y equals. Subtract 3x. We could have more voices here too. Subtract 3x. So we end up with -4y equals -3x plus 6. Still not there yet. What are you looking for me to do now? Divide by -4. Divide by -4. So I get y equals, now take a peek here. I did this on purpose. I got a negative over a negative, right? You can keep it like that if you want. Because you're going to find the other slopes for me, I'd probably put positive. If you want to keep the negative and the negative, that's fine. And then I don't even know what this is. I'm not even worried I don't even care do I even care what the y-intercept is? It's not even going to affect my answer here because I'm looking for slope, but if you want to put -6/4, fine. And it's not going to, who cares what it is? All right, what's the slope of this line? Now that we did all that work, slope of that line? 3/4. What's going to be the slope parallel now? Oh, parallel. What did we just go over, Spence? Come on, parallel. Same slope, parallel line, same slope. So I'm putting 3/4, perpendicular now, -4/3. We are right before we start writing. This is just finding slope right now. Now we're going to turn our attention to now how do I write the equation, the full equation out now. Anything? Ask it. All right, let's roll. All right, here's my equation. I want an equation parallel to this and goes through. Kara, pick a random point for me. I don't care.
3, 2.
3, 2. All right, you got it. Might need your calculators out. Let's get those out if you got them. I don't know. Kara might have gotten me a point that this is going to get real sloppy quick, which is fine. That's why we have calculators. So does everyone see my question? I want an equation that's parallel, so that should tell you something about the slope, and my line has to go through 3, 2. All right, let's take care of the parallel part just like I did on the previous 2 problems. Let's take care of the parallel part first. What do you want on each side? What do we got to do on each side first? Divide by -3, yep. Y equals, break it up, -2/3. X minus 1/3. Again, I don't care about the y-intercept here. Slope of this line? -2/3. Now I'm looking for a line parallel. So what's going to be the slope of my parallel line then? I'll just put a parallel symbol down there. My line has a slope of -2/3. What about my parallel line I'm about to answer? -2/3 as well. All right, so you're 1/2 done now. You're halfway home. Now I need to find the y-intercept of this line. And let's remind ourselves how I find the y-intercept. I use this equation, y equals mx plus b, to find the y-intercept. Actually, it's not going to be. It's going to be a pretty good point, Karen. It's a pretty good point. Solving for B. So what do I plug in for y, m, and x? Thank you. What do I plug in for y, m, and x? I'm going to plug in the point Kara gave us. What's the y coordinate? 2 in for y. M is slope. What do we know the slope of the line is? We just did that work over there. That's going to be -2/3 times, what about the x coordinate she picked? 3. Now you're solving for B. I take the point that's given, plug it in for x and y, the slope that I just found, plug it in for m, and now I'm solving for B so I can put the two together. So I'll let you guys multiply -2/3 and 3, move it over, and we'll talk what my B value is. Everyone getting a B value of 4. 4? That's -2. Add it over, I get 4. We're okay? Okay, put the two together. Final answer. Y equals our slope, -2/3 x, and then plus 4. There it is, -2/3 x plus 4. You need a slope and you need a y-intercept. Let's say that again. Slope, y-intercept to write the equation of a line. Slope and y-intercept. Now perpendicular. Let's do perpendicular now. Charlie, give me a point, please.
5.2.
5.2. All right, you got it. 5.2, everybody. Now it's perpendicular, so I got to do something with the slope. Can't keep it the same. Here we go. Can't do anything unless I know the slope of the line I'm given. Your first move. Here you go. Solve for y. First move. Add 3x. Two y equals 3x plus 10. Next move. Divide everything by 2. So what do I have here? Y equals 3/2 x plus 5. All right, slope of this line. No. This line. 3/2, right? Now, if I'm going to go perpendicular on you, now here's where I got to change and flip. Negative reciprocal. So my perpendicular line, -2/3. Yep, so there's the slope of my new line. Now I do the y-intercept. Ooh, this is going to get nasty. Good thing you got calculators. We're going to get some fractions here, which is fine. So now I need my y-intercept, mx plus b. Y-coordinate? 2. Now, which slope do I use? I want my a perpendicular line, so I use the perpendicular slope that I just found. -2/3. What's my x-coordinate? 5 plus b. Use your fraction template on your calculator. Alpha y equals. Come on, use it. I don't feel bad for you that I'm having you deal with fractions. 16 thirds?
Mhm.
That sound right as a fraction? 16 thirds? Is that everyone? You get negative 10 thirds added over. 2 plus 10 thirds, 16 thirds. And then finally, let's write it all out. Y equals, what slope am I putting in?
-2/3.
-2/3 x plus 16 thirds. Questions, comments? Yes, Spence.
But you get 16.
Okay, you do -2/3 times 5 on your calculator. You should get -10 thirds.
Yeah.
And then how do I move -10 thirds over to the other side?
Add it.
Add it. So 2 plus 10 thirds in my calculator should give you back 16 thirds. Good? Anybody else? Whew, all right. What do I got next here? Here we go. Ready for this one, kids? This will be the last one we do.
Taking a question like this will be in the midterm.
Could be. Not guaranteeing it, but it could be. You're going to see a lot of parallel and perpendicular lines on the midterm. All right. Any topics that I cover are for a reason, because I know it's heavy on the midterm. All right, ready? Equation of the perpendicular. So the first thing we're going to take, we got two words here, perpendicular and bisector we got to take care of. Let's talk about this one right here, perpendicular. So I know it's got to deal with slopes, right? But unlike the last couple I've given you, I don't have the equation. All I have are points. Can you find the slope given 2 points? Can you find the slope of this current line given these 2 points? Did we just write down 4 formulas at the beginning of class? What was one of those formulas? Slope formula. That's how I'm expecting you to find the slope of this line here, so I can do the negative reciprocal. So the first step, slope, change in y over change in x now. This is how we're going to find the slope so we can take the negative reciprocal of it. All right, y coordinates. That's what I was thinking. Y coordinates. -9 minus 5, or you could have did 5 minus -9, either order. But whatever y coordinate you pick first, you got to pick its x coordinate first. So if I went -9, I got to go -5 minus 3 for the x coordinates. Bless you. So on top, I get -14 over -8. If you want to reduce it, it's fine. But I would definitely leave it as positive, though, right? Negative over negative. You can leave it 14 over 8. I think it reduces down to 7 over 4 if you want to reduce that. So there's my slope. Perpendicular now. Perpendicular, what's my slope then? What's the slope I'm going to use in this problem? Negative 8 over 14. Yep. Or negative, what do we say? 2 over 7? 4 over 7? 4 over 7. Yep. Either one's fine. All right, so I got my slope, right? What am I only missing now? I have the slope. What's the only other thing I need to find the equation of the whole line? I got the slope. I got the slope. What's the only other thing we're missing here? What's the only other thing we're missing? We have to find the Anna?
The point that it goes through.
And the Y-intercept, right? We got to find the Y-intercept. Now look, every time we did the Y-intercept, you guys knew what point it went through and we just plugged it in. I didn't provide a point that it went through. Go to the next word now. Go to the next word, which is bisector. If it bisects the line segment, where does it have to go through? If you want a little quick diagram here. Bisects, right? Perpendicular bisector. What's that point my line goes through? What is that point right there? Oh, no. What's that point it goes through right here? Midpoint. Midpoint. So we got to find the midpoint between our points. The midpoint. And then we can plug it into y equals mx plus b. So go back. This is why we need the midpoint formula. X is divided by 2, y is divided by 2. So 3 plus negative 5 divided by 2, 5 plus negative 9 divided by 2. So our midpoint, what do we have there? Negative 2, 1, negative 1, negative 2. All right, negative 1, negative 2. That's the point it goes through. That's the point. That's the point I've been asking a couple people in class for today. That's the point it goes through. Now you can find your y-intercept. Now we can do y equals mx plus b. Now that I have a point, it goes through the midpoint. All right, what coordinate you're gonna, or what number plug it in for y? Remember, we just found where it goes through. So what coordinate am I going to plug in for y?
7.
7? Where'd 7 come from?
Oh,
We got 5 plus negative 9, right? What's the y coordinate we're plugging in? Negative 2. How about the slope we just found, the perpendicular slope? 14 over 8. How about your x coordinate? Negative 1. And then plus b. Again, fractions, but you have your calculator to handle it. What do I have?
Why isn't it negative 8 over 14?
What? Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're right. One job. Plug in the perpendicular slope. Think you got me there? I just have one word for you. And that word would be? I only have one word for you. What's my word going to be?
Oh, I have no idea. I don't know.
Bicycle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'll always have that at it. Somebody help me with that one? Is that negative 20 over 14? Anybody? Or maybe 10 over 7 if you have it reduced? Everyone's got their calculators. Can somebody help me out here? Negative 10 over 7. That's right. Negative 10 over 7. Some of you might have gotten no.
I got negative 18%.
18. So you got, I got to subtract it. That's why. Because that gives me positive. I move that over. Make it negative. It should be negative 36 over 14, which is negative 18, right, over 7. Yep, negative 18 over 7. If you got that, that's fine. Negative 18 over 7. And then here we go. Y equals negative 8 over 14x minus 36 over 14. Not the prettiest, but again, you have the calculators to help you. Perpendicular, negative reciprocal, bisector, goes through the midpoint. Start what you can on review number 1 right now. You can work with anybody in the room if you want. I'll take questions first thing tomorrow from review number 1. Okay, review number 1 is broken up into 4 parts, I believe. Review number 1. It's not much. And please check your answers, guys. I can't help. I'm not going to go over the answers for you. You got to check if you're doing it right or wrong. Okay? Oh, look at that. Question 1 right up your alley. It's just not going to all be parallel and perpendicular.